big in the news, or something that I've been seeing popping up more, is they are relooking into the Israel Keys case. If you don't know who Israel Keys is, he is a multi-state killer who I actually covered here on this channel a few years ago. I can put the card in a thing in a yeah, I could put the video in a card so you can go watch it. Or yeah. So his interrogation tapes have come back into question because there's other victims they believe they want to try and find. And there is a few of them, like, that they don't think they have found. Israel Keys is was a very interesting individual. I covered him in my 25 Days of True Crime. Him and Chevy Keogh, they were friends. But Israel Keys really took it to another level. Is known for heinous crimes, absolutely heinous crimes. And unfortunately, he never went to trial because he killed himself. There was an article that came up last year where somebody believed they found a murder kit in Bonnet Care in the spillway. Hopefully I said that right. So Israel Keys was known for having murder kits, and in these kits had ropes, duct tape, knives, anything he could get his hands on in order to commit his crimes. So it's believed that this is one of his kits that he had stashed away. He had them all over the country. He had some in Washington, Alaska, Vermont, everywhere. This man went everywhere. And there's a map that he has, or Keys marked a map in which there's 10 different spots of the New Orleans area that he marked. The detective he was talking to at the time, his last name is Hallmark. Let me see if I can find his full name. Josh Hallmark. So according to Josh Hallmark, Keys told him the marks on the map will lead them to other evidence. And one of the marks could be linked to possibly two missing persons cases in the area in New Orleans. And those people are Mark Julian Oldbury and James Lamar Tidwell. They both disappeared separately from Texas. And this is around the time when Israel Keys was traveling in Louisiana and Texas in 2012. And he was known to abduct his victims in one state and bury them in another to help hinder the investigation. He's a very interesting man, we'll say that, when it comes to his profile, because, I mean, he killed Samantha Koenig, he killed Bill and Lorraine Courier. They were a middle-aged couple from Vermont. Samantha Koenig was younger. The way he operated was just very, very strange. Following his arrest, the FBI found two of his murder kits in Alaska. Well, one in Alaska and one in New York. So one was near Eagle River Road in Alaska, and the other one was in Blake Falls Reservoir, which is in Parrishville, New York. And in those two kits, it involved things that would help with the decomp of a body, and some cash that he had stolen from banks, just so he could keep going. And on the FBI's website, it does state as well that Keys would bury these kits. That way he knew where they were, so he didn't have to carry things with him when he was traveling, so he could still act with his random killings, because he was a random spree killer. He didn't have people that he wanted to target in particular. He would just be on his way, see somebody, and be like, I need to kill them. The need derived following seeing them, if that makes sense. There's over 70 different areas around this country that were notated on Israel Key's computer that the FBI found, and it's believed that they would be able to find more murder kits, even more bodies of people, of his victims, that we don't know of yet, and more cash that he stole from different banks. And the FBI is currently working on that, and has been working on that. And there's people that are going out to these areas to search these areas. There's 30 of these places in particular that they believe they have they have found. Most of the time, he hides his kill kits within buckets, and these buckets in particular are Home Depot buckets. If you've never seen them, they're bright orange. You can't miss them. That's where he's usually hiding them, is within these buckets. They did put within this article, I'll have it linked down below. If anybody finds one of these buckets where it's not supposed to be, don't touch it and just call the FBI. That way they can come out and they can look at it. I saw a link to his videos for YouTube pop up so you can watch his interview, because he was very forthcoming with everything, talking about everything, very nonchalant. He was very much like Robert Hansen, just talking about it once Robert Hansen talked about it, but the tone he had was very similar. I wonder if they were able to keep him alive longer, if we would have found out more about what he did.